Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mindful Connections, the podcast where we explore mental health with compassion and clarity. I'm your host, Samara, and today we're diving into a topic that affects so many relationships, but rarely gets the attention it deserves: Rejection Sensitive Dysphoria, or RSD. And I'm so grateful to have with us the author of today's featured article from Bipolar-Lives.com, Dr. Laura Athey. Dr. Laura, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Samara. I'm truly glad to talk about this.
So let's start with the basics. For listeners who might be hearing this term for the first time, what is rejection sensitive dysphoria?
Great question. RSD isn't just feeling hurt when someone disagrees with you. It's an intense, almost overwhelming emotional reaction to perceived rejection, where a delayed text, a neutral comment, or even silence can feel like a personal catastrophe. As I write in my article, it's not sadness. It's an unbearable, sudden onset of emotional distress.
That sounds incredibly painful. And I know from your research that this is especially common in people with ADHD.
Exactly. Dr. William Dodson, a leading psychiatrist in this field, estimates that up to 99% of adults with ADHD experience RSD to some degree. The brain's emotional filter, the part that usually helps us pause and reframe, doesn't work the same way. So rejection, real or imagined, hits the limbic system like a lightning bolt. But here's the hopeful part. Awareness is the first step toward change.
I love that. So for our listeners who might recognize these patterns in themselves or their partners, what are some practical ways to cope?
First, name it. When that wave of panic hits, try saying out loud, "This is my RSD speaking." That simple act separates you from the symptom. Second, use the 90-second rule. Neuroscientists tell us that the chemical surge of emotion peaks and falls in about 90 seconds. If we can pause without adding a story to it, breathe, step away, let the wave pass.
And for partners, how can they show up without walking on eggshells?
Communication is key. Instead of saying, "We need to talk," which can trigger instant anxiety, try, "I'd love to chat about dinner plans later. Nothing's wrong, just logistics." Clarity reduces ambiguity, and ambiguity is torture for an RSD brain. Also, validate the feeling without validating the fear. "I see this is really hard for you," goes much further than "you're overreacting."
That's such a powerful distinction. Dr. Laura, before we wrap, what's one message you'd want someone struggling with RSD in their relationship to hold on to?
You are not broken. Your sensitivity is also your strength. The same heart that feels rejection so deeply loves more fiercely, cares more intentionally, and connects more authentically. The goal isn't to numb yourself. It's to build a container strong enough to hold those big emotions. And with tools, support, and self-compassion, relationships can absolutely thrive.
Thank you, Dr. Laura Athey. That's exactly the hope our listeners need to hear today. If this conversation resonated with you, we'd be so grateful if you took a moment to like this episode and subscribe to our channel. It helps us bring more compassionate, science-backed conversations about mental health right to your feed.
And if you'd like to read the full article we discussed today, visit bipolar-lives.com and search Rejection Sensitive Dysphoria in Relationships.
Until next time, be kind to your mind and to each other. This is Samara, signing off.